Kaori Oribe lost consciousness and was tied up. Everyone started the vote without her. The only one who voted to hang Mako was Yoshitsugu Oribe.
Oh, sweetie.
Thus, we moved on to the final vote. Haruaki Fasaishi only got votes from Yoshitsugu Oribe and Mako. Kaori Oribe got the remaining 7. Everyone calmly decided to lynch Kaori Oribe.
よしつぐよしつぐお願いお願いだから一緒に死んで
She wailed those and similar things all the way to the hanging pine. The tackle left her with a few broken bones and dislocated joints, so she couldn't stand by herself anymore. Thus, Hashimoto-san had to carry her under his arm.
Like the football.
Yep, Yoshitsugu was with us too, but only because Haru-chan was dragging him along. He looked like his soul had left his body. It seemed like he wanted to avoid looking into her eyes or hearing her voice.
妻子君に同様のことを押し付けようとした僕は責任を取らねばならないのだろうね。織部香織さん、苦しい思いをさせ。
よしつぐよしつぐよしつぐよし
With the noose on her neck right before she was thrown into the mist, she stopped screaming and looked at me. There was no madness in her eyes, her mind was clear. I felt like that was her way of telling me to fulfill my promise. A fall. A quiet shriek.
参ったな。人を殺しちゃったよ。
He made that simple and extremely belated observation. Oh no. The son, now both an orphan and an only child, collapsed to his knees. Kaori-san. She kept her promise. Most of that, no, all of it may have been an act. If she hadn't done that, it was likely that Mako would have been hanged, and tomorrow would have been my turn. I was both thankful and apologetic to her. After all, I couldn't fulfill my promise yet. Without its owner, the dining hall had become an extremely empty place. It felt like its soul had left this world, or like its mind was elsewhere. It was noon, yet no one had eaten anything yet. I volunteered to make something, but Kinosuke said that they couldn't trust me yet, so I refrained. The one who picked up the responsibility was Hashimoto-san. He could cook, too?
He really is the perfect man.
As it turned out, not really. He just made some plain vegetables boiled with some basic seasonings. It wasn't anything delicious. Cauliflower soup!
Oh, no!
He wasn't perfect. He was simply a human who was a bit more fearsome than the rest.
I mean, everyone has to have their flaws. Haruaki's flaw is that he's a horrible trash man.
He couldn't leave the dining hall for the whole day. Yoshitsugu wanted to be alone, but the poor guy wasn't even granted that. With the state he was in, everyone was worried that he would pull something, so they didn't make an exception even for him.
なんであんな小煩悩なお母さんが息子殺しなんてできるの?
She said that when he went to the bathroom. It was an extremely normal question from a normal person. If Chiemi was alive, she'd probably said something like, "No one can resist God."
Also true.
Yep, I can now vaguely understand those words. The thing binding the people of Yasumizu, the thing lying dormant within Haru-chan. It felt like it was closer than ever, just beyond the mist. Of course, no one answered Mamiya-san's question. There was something I wanted to ask Mochi. It wasn't something I could ask in public, though, and I didn't get a chance to have a secret chat with him.
まだ君を警戒している人がいるから、まっすぐ家に戻ったと、僕が証言しよ
う。When it was time to call it a day, he put some pressure on me.
警戒してるのはあなたでしょ?
さあ、どうかな。いろんな心配が全部無駄だったら、どんなにいいことだろうね。
I agreed with him on that. He was right about a lot of things. However, he couldn't leverage it well. And this was despite his persuasiveness and connections. Why'd he lose? One of the reasons was underestimating the madness controlling Yasumizu and the unity the wolves shared. And another reason was my ability to cheat, death looping. Looking back at it, I made it this far despite failing to kill Yasunaga-kun once. I couldn't have cleared this game in one go if I didn't have the ability to use trial and error. Even so, the end was near. Dusk. I like how he's becoming that, that the looping thing is like what we said like ages ago, how he basically is just kind of bumbling his way through it. It has nothing to do with skill and
Yeah.
everything to do with that. He's gone through this so many times.
Yeah, he just, learns the correct answer by trial and error.
Yeah.
橋本雄大だ。
We found the opportunity to kill him and we took it. The process was the same as always. We used the nearby farming tools to cut, stab, and crush him thoroughly. I wanted a more effective method, honestly. That was probably why Yasunaga-kun killed Takumi-san with a gun the first time around. However, I didn't want the method to give me away, and I wanted to prevent any dying messages like the one Chiemi had falsified in that previous loop. Making an absolute mess of the body seemed like the most reasonable method. Was that thought born of madness? Of course it was. It was pure insanity. I ran circles in my mind to try and keep it stable enough to make at least somewhat rational decisions. Tearing apart the mountain of flesh was extremely hard work. Once done with it, Haru-chan and I went back. Our discussion for what we do tomorrow was simple. Yoshitsugu-kun would use his crow powers to prove that Kaori-san was a wolf. That would prove that I was the real snake. We'd hang a random somebody tomorrow and use the night to finally get rid of the crow. The day after tomorrow, there would be 6 people left with the badger on our side. We'd have 3 votes.
メイコは本当に無事なの？
多分ね。実際は狼だって明かしたところでちゃんと裏切ってくれるか怪しいけど、なんであいつ僕を目の敵にしてんのかな。
Because you're Toilet Man.
じゃない？
は？
なんでもない。まあ、
Why is she so antagonistic to her? Because she's a maiden. All girls hate you.
それでも万全の備えをするならメイコに頼りたくないよね。
うん。その通り。その場合、植松里香子か野里清之助をくくって
モッチーを。
大丈夫かい？
もう慣れた。私も変わったな。人殺しに慣れちゃった。もう普通の人生は送れないかな。
罪を償ってうんぬんって道もある。君は未成年だし。
Oh, so you acknowledge it, you creep.
春秋は死刑なんじゃない？
どうかな。まあ、やむを得ない殺人とは認めてもらえない気がするけど。
それなら逃げようよ。
昨日そんな話をしてたね。
どうせ罪はそんなに変わらないよ。
どうかな。
どうなってもまた会えるよね。ごめん、言い直す。どうなっても一緒にいるから。
She was making less and less sense to me.
僕に惚れたとか言い出すなよ。かっこ悪いから。
それは言い出さない。かっこ悪いから。
Huh, wow. I'd set her on the path of evil. Scolding her for something now is extremely uncool.
うざったかったらしないよ。
別に好きにすればいいよ。それが悪の特権。
じゃあ好きにする。
ああ。
キスを教えて。
No!
No!
いきなりあいつが出てこないなら。
身持ちの固いお方であらせられる。
Okay, good. No kiss then, right?
Yeah, right?
She showed up.
ダメ。
Okay, good.
We parted ways. It was all smooth sailing from here. Yudai Hashimoto was dead, and Kaori-san, the most problematic wolf, ended up leaving the stage in the best of ways. All that was left were some throwaway feasts. I thought we were on a roll, and soon discovered how naive I was.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun!
橋本さん。
Strangely enough, Mamiya-san didn't lose her composure upon seeing the pile of gore Hashimoto-san was reduced to. She stood frozen in place and her voice was shaking, but that was it. The image of a woman trying to bear the shock and pain was both beautiful and moving. It seemed disingenuous to say that, considering I was the one responsible for her suffering, but I couldn't help how I felt. However, what she did next sent a chill down my spine. She ignored Hashimoto-san's body and walked over to a shirt Hashimoto-san had left lying in a corner of the hut. She moved the shirt to the side. Camera! It was a camera! Exposing a camera! Oh shit! Oh shit! Were we recorded? Had he planned this with Mamiya-san ahead of time? I hadn't taken any precautions against that. While dismantling the body, we'd even talked to each other. She skillfully manipulated the camera. Did I have to destroy it now? No, I'd have no excuses for that. The charade would be over. Maybe we could try going wild like we Chiemi and Mochi did. What was the point
Maybe
of that?
the camera didn't record anything.
Yeah, I had to survive. If I went wild by myself, Haru-chan would... Again, what would be the point of that? She was just a girl you'd find anywhere. She got into a different situation, accepted a difficult reality, and learned from it just like anyone would. Even though it was hardly a normal form of growth, it was charming and beautiful to us men. What? That much was obvious, but was it worth protecting with my own life? That question had to be answered with a no. However, I turned around and looked at Haru-chan, standing at the end of the group. She had a knife in her hand. I slightly shook my head. After a moment of hesitation, she returned it back to the murder scene. It was a foldable knife covered in blood belonging to Hashimoto-san. I picked it up and used it when we were dismantling the body. No, that didn't mean anything to us. If I hadn't turned around and Haru-chan had surely went wild on her own. She was obviously going to protect me like that, even if it meant getting herself hanged. Oh man, I really liked that, but you weirdo. I'd finally found the theoretical justification for scolding her properly. Up until this point, I'd still thought it was important to consider what I'd do with her after the feast was over. I felt responsible for promoting her growth and making sure the evil girl blossomed properly.
Gross.
Yeah, I know. This is a lot of awful phrasing here. In the end, though, the emergency before us was no emergency at all.
ダメか。
定点撮影ですか？大胆ですね。何か映ってました？
何も。ただ、遺体が延々と映ってるだけ。
She threw the camera to me. I checked and apparently it was a 2-hour-long record starting at 9 in the evening. The wolves' work started at 10. Hashimoto-san was as sharp as always. He even got the time right. I played the footage back, and like she'd said, it just showed a body. It was supposed to show him alive at the start, then show us in wolf outfits come at about 10 and start committing the murder. However, the video only showed a motion of flesh and bone, lit up by the electric light. Was the time within which the wolves worked cut off from the rest of the world? Control through sleep, transformation through the real story, mist, corruption, death loops, and digital video problems. Was all of this connected to God? In this timeline, I'd gained a bunch of important info that brought me closer to the truth. That gave me a bad feeling, though. What if the truth and the subject of fear were one and the same? What if I never reached the truth? A limitless mystery meant limitless fear.
おふくろは狼だった。
Aw, this poor boy.
Yeah.
Everyone reacted with relief or surprise. Yoshitsugu-kun and I had reached the same conclusion. He seemed like the real thing, and it was hard to believe both of us were wolves. That meant that I told the truth, making me the real snake.
今日も狼を見つけました。野里清之助氏は狼です。
Thus, my lies would work.
そんなバカな。私は人だ。なるほど、そういうことか。妻子春明。貴様がやはり狼だったのだな。
And that was why his overreaction seemed like the pathetic struggling of a wolf. All that was left for me to do was lie until the end.
僕は嘘は言ってない。
ああ、こいつは本当のことを言ってた。そうか。貴様、自分が生き残るために仲間の狼を切り捨てたのだな。リカ子さん、あなたは狼ではないのでしょう。
ええ。
間宮女子、 あなただって。
私はね。
They both looked at each other with suspicion. There were only two wolves left, Kinosuke and someone besides themselves.
まあ野里さんの疑いもそりゃわかるけれどね。残り6人。狼は多分2人で。
This is the longest feast that we've had. We've never gotten
Yeah.
this far.
Well, we've definitely had a lot more people to go through, and the corruption hasn't been getting everyone, too.
手がかりはこれ見よがしな蛇のケージのみ。そして昨日亡くなったのが夫妻子君に敵対的だった橋本さん。
僕と橋本さんは敵対してたわけじゃありませんよ。合理的に考えれば僕に疑うべきところがあっただけです。事実、昨日は彼も最終的には香織さんに投票されています。
それは彼女の言動から確実かつ迅速に排除すべきが彼女だと判断せざるを得なかったからでしょ。彼は最後まであなたに対しては警戒を怠るなと言っていたわ。香織さんにしたってあなたが仲間である彼女に命じて自滅的な行動を取らせたという可能性もあるでしょ。
間宮さんは僕や橋本さんと同じく人間ってものはそう簡単には狂わないってスタンスだと思ってました。
これだけ実例見せられたらもう十分よ。あなたについては最初からどういう人となりだったかも知らないしね。あなたが平然と彼女にそういう命令ができるほど狂ってて、彼女がそれを受け入れるほど狂ってた可能性はある。そしてもしそうなら私たちは見事に騙されることになる。
もうたくさんだ。もうたくさんですよ。何をやっても疑われるのは。
当たり前だ。貴様は偽物なのだから。
あなたこそが人の偽物でしょうが。僕とあなたは同類だ。信用もない、人望もない、どこまでも異端分子。
おお、どっちが勝つかな。
Oh, Chikamochi.
貴様、しかもち。
私は夫妻さんを信じるよ。
そっか。僕はハッサンは超怪しいと思うな。
間宮女子は彼を信じないということで良いのかね。
She was conflicted, obviously.
リカ子さん、あなたは。
私は狼が
Oh shit.
狼をほふったと
I was wondering if this was going to end in a
考
split.
えづらいです。
いやしかし私から見ればそれが起きたと考えるしか。
狼は親子3匹。その間にも特別な絆がありましょう。私たちが霧を恐れ宴を敬い安水のためにくくられる狼の方も他の狼を利しかばい。
Yeah, no, I am a supreme asshole. That's
Yep.
You guys weren't counting on me being a dick. That may have been the original
そ
intent.
れならなおさら香織さんが犠牲的精神でああやったのかも。
違うっつんだよ。おふくろは狼にされて兄貴も殺さねえとなんねえで、それで狂っちまったんだよ。ただそれだけだ。それ以上の悪どいことなんて
Yeah.
考
I
えて
mean,
ねえ。
yeah. That was probably how I'd have been if I were a local. Perhaps Kaori-san might have been thinking something like that too.
Yeah, she was.
She died because of a bargain, her giving up on life, and my sinister plotting. If Rikako-san was right, and there was some sort of bond between the wolves, it didn't apply to us outsiders. Chiemi had proven that last time, when she'd cruelly used an outsider wolf as a sacrifice. Anyway, now that I had Rikako-san and Yoshitsugu-kun's vote, I couldn't lose now. I had no idea what Mochi would do, but he could easily vote as we wanted him to, despite knowing it was a mistake. There was no need to
メイコ
worry.
ちゃん、どっちに投票する？
Fusaisi.
おじちゃん、狼？
違うと言っているだろう。
お兄ちゃんは人よね。
僕は猿だ。つまり人だ。
姉ちゃん。
私も人です。
ふさゆきさん。
僕は人なんだ。君は狼の味方をしたいのかもしれないけど、だったら僕は君の味方にはなれない。
Oh, she just wants to be friends.
メイコ、お願い、目を覚まして。
お姉ちゃん嫌い。
Mako is actually kind of manageable.
I feel really bad for Mako.
I know. We continued to argue for a while, but no one provided anything decisive. Noon came, and everyone became even hungrier and exhausted. Even so, no one said that we should vote because it was clear to us all that the results would be inconclusive. If it continued like this, no one would be hanged, human or wolf. That'd mean their defeat. But anyone who suggested that we not vote would be considered a wolf. Thus, the only one who suggested we end it was Mako, but only because she was hungry. Time passed by and we didn't get anywhere.
お腹すいた。
何度目だよガキ。
もうあまり時間がありません。片付けのことも考えると、もう
それで人を任す気なの？
くくれなければ同じです。
間宮さん、頼みます。あなたが信じてくれれば。
もうどうすればいいの？
僕もいい加減疲れてきたな。なんで
わからぬ者は黙っていろ。
おっちゃんには期待してないもん。ハッサン、なんで？
僕に投票したいであろう人と野里さんに投票したいであろう人が数が同じだからさ。
むむ。ヨッシーとハルちゃんとリッちゃんとハッサンがおっちゃんに投票。ふむふむ。
ふむふむ。
じゃあ僕がおっちゃんに投票すれば解決すんじゃないか。
Oh my god.
早く言ってよ。
Jesus, Mochi.
待て、それは人の敗北につながる道だ。
まあどうせ負けるんならパッパと負けようよ。いいんじゃない？狼が勝ってもさ。
鴨志田様、猿の加護者が
Wait.
おっしゃることでは。
Yes.
Has Mochi been the badger the whole time?
I don't know how he would be.
He lied that said that he was the monkey.
But Yudai confirmed it.
Yudai confirmed it. What?
Oh shit, no. Yudai couldn't really read the name on his stomach. Remember when he was saying, I'm the monkey, and he admitted he couldn't read it very well. He said a couple of syllables that sounded like Mochi's last name.
Oh.
And then Mochi was like, oh, it's me!
What?
You're right. Kinosuke's quiet, sad voice drew everyone's attention, not just Mochi's.
Mochi could be the badger because he called the three wolves when he was talking to Haruaki.
Yes.
Hmm.
どういうことです？
野里家は長者では3番目の序列。1位の身車。
Oh good, a history lesson.
Yep.
格も資産も大きく及ばない。家業たる本草学、医術の知識にしても変遷する時代の中で次第に意味を失ってきたものだ。それでも我々が長者家として今も流らえているのは、我々がカラスの精神を持って。
カラスの精神？
爪を食ろうては技を盗み、目を食ろうては文を盗み、舌を食ろうてはことを盗むべし。そう不死よしにさぐるがカラスの志なり。精神なんて最近の言葉だから間違いだってパパは言ってたぜ、おっちゃん。
上げ足を。とにかく屍を食い、知識を盗むような真似をしてでも勉学に励み、里に献身すべしとの教えだ。
富士吉富士吉の米
Oh, here we go. Fushiyoshi.
今なんか
Oh,
関
that's
係あ
where
んの
we
かよ
heard
それ
it.
Yeah,
Yes.
daughter of Fushiyoshi.
失礼したわ。
我々は西洋医学にも機械にも技術にも多岐に先んじて学び励むことで生き延びた。
ご立派です。植松とは王子。
伝統の重荷ばかりを負わされたあなた方には申し訳なく思っています。とにかくそのようになりふり構わず学ぶ姿勢が我々を生きながらえさせたが、一度その屋台骨が崩れかけたことがあった。それが先々先代の時だった。あれは狂っていた。同時にずば抜けた俊英ではあった。積極的に村の外に出ては常人には理解の及ばぬ投資や起業を繰り返し、大戦をも正気として蓄財を重ねていった。しかしその後、全ての証文や権利書をどこぞに放棄し、かねてより用意していた安水の屋敷に引きこもったのだ。火の車に陥った本家を尻目に、奴はここで晩年にわたるまで長者の意向によって人倫にもとる振る舞いを指導した。私が知っているのは最晩年の先々先代だが、思いつきで動物を大量に殺して楽しんでいた。
おお。
だからこそお前は拝着されたのだ。先々先代の再来野里家に、ひいては藤吉に最悪をもたらすと思われてな。そして今もこうしてこの場をいい加減な言説で煙に巻こうとしている貴様など一票を担うに値せんよ。
言うけどカラスの志がおっちゃんのどこにあるのかな。よそかぶれで藤吉をバカにして安水をもっとバカにして、別にちゃんと働くでもなくさ。
Oh my god.
Brutal.
僕だってみんなのために黙ってることだってある。
Oh, damn. Oh, how I wanted him to shut up right now.
No, no, let him keep
No,
going.
yo, no, let him cook.
あ
僕おっちゃんに票入れるから安心して投票に
Yeah,
移
he's the
りなよ。
badger.
Yep.
Then what the fuck is Mako?
待って、本当に
Maybe there are two badgers just because there's so many people.
No, I don't know. Mako might be reacting to someone else. She keeps going after Rikako for some reason. She keeps saying she hates her.
Yeah, which is weird because she's always
Yeah.
liked Rikako before.
うるせえな。てめえも結局てめえで思ってるだけのことをずっと心配してるだけだろうがよ。
もう時間がありません。
これから票を取ります。
クソが
ー These were the results. Hisako Mamiya, Kinosuke no Sato, and Mako voted for Haruaki Fusaishi, while Yoshitsugu Uribe, Harumaki Shima, Rikako Uematsu, Chikamochi Kamoshida, and Haruaki Fusaishi voted for Kinosuke no Sato. 5 against 3. It was more difficult than I'd expected, but it was decided that Kinosuke no Satoshi would be hanged. Though he didn't struggle much, Kinosuke muttered things under his breath the whole time. He was probably cursing me. How pathetic. I wanted to get this over with as soon as possible. I really did.
ハッサンが噛みつかれたらいけないから僕がおっちゃん突き落とそうか
Jesus,
な。
Mochi!
ワクワク。
貴様。
鴨志田様、私が。
おっちゃんを喜ばすことないのに。
野里様、こんなことになり残念。
リカコさんは私が狼だと
はい、そうでなければ人をくくるなどいたしません。
いいでしょう。あなたもいずれ真実を知り絶望することになる。その時のお気持ちを思えば申し訳なくこそ思え。 腹が立とうはずもありません。いっそリカ子さんが狼なら、あなたを生かすためと胸を張って死ねますものを。これだとあなたの命を1日か2日長らえるだけの盾。
申し訳ありません。汚れも病毒も引き取れるものなら。
Losing daylight here, guys. Let's get a hang in.
リカ子さん、
goodbye.
あなたはもっと自分の心と体を
I mean, yes,
大
that's
事に
true.
しなきゃ
Yeah,
いけま
don't
せん
give
よ。
either to Fusaishi.
私はただ好きで、自分の勝手で自分の死に意味を見出したいだけなのですから。
Yeah, we know, dude.
妻子春明、一つだけ言っておこう。貴様の非道は早晩露呈する。勝つか負け
I
るか
mean,
は
yeah.
Yeah.
悪党なら悪党なりの矜持を持って女性を泣かすような真似はこれ以上したもうな。
He can't. That's how he gets off.
勘違いを解いて差し上げます。リカ子さんとの間には何もありません。
ええ、そうですね。
あと、ご承知の通り、僕は狼ではありません。
いよいよ傑作だ。狼は銃を持ってるとかじゃなかったかね。苦しみは一瞬だ。ぜひお願いしたいところだがね。
あなたの迫真の演技には称賛を送るべきかもしれませんが、正直もうたくさんだ。
私も貴様の顔を見るのはたくさんだ。
結構です。
とっとと消えろよ。
言われずとも。
よろしい。
リカ子さん、下がってください。
しかし。
下がって。
Oh, he's going out like a man. Nice.
自分でやれますのでね。
Oh, more man than Haruaki. Not
Yeah.
that that's difficult. That's a very low bar.
She backed off. Until the very end, he was so pitiful. No, so human.
There you go.
He jumped, fell, and, with a pathetic sounding cry, stopped breathing. Everyone separately whispered, "Rise not," and left the graveyard. Things were going as always, until the moment
そうだわ。
she said that.
いろいろあってすっかり忘れてた。芹沢さんが自殺した銃、あれを探すって話は？
Everyone froze.
一番危惧すべきは、狼が銃と弾丸を持ち帰ったということだと思うんです。実在が不確かな銃を必要以上に恐れるのもどうかとは思うんですが、それでもこの後、各自の部屋をざっとでも見て回る必要があると思います。
それで見つかるように隠すかは怪しいけど、どう思います？
探す姿勢を見せることが大事です。
やろ
う。構わねえ。
During the second feast after Chiemi had died, we talked about where the gun may have went. But after we hanged the old wolf guy, everyone had forgotten about that. I was actually curious about it too. Honestly, if I had to guess, I'd say that Great Lord Shinai cleaned it up, just like he did with the wolf outfit. But it'd be bad for us if Mochi or someone else got their hands on it. I'd gotten this far. I really didn't want to die to a goddamn gunshot right before the finish line.
そうですね。放置しても危険です。生死に関わらず、全員の住居を改める方がいいでしょう。
てめえらのどっちかから出てくるわけだよな。
一応言っておくけど、狼が持ち去ったかどうかは不明だからね。そして、私から見れば、 あなただって疑いがゼロじゃない。
How dare you? Yoshitsugu doesn't need a gun.
Right?
無駄なそういうのは。
いいわ。でも時間はないのよね。
僕と吉嗣君とモッチーで協力すれば、橋本さんの遺体の片付けは早く終わるでしょう。ざっとでも全部回った方がいい。足りなきゃ明日もう一度回ればいいです。
そうですね。
なんなら男子の住居を優先的に調べられますか？
うわ、エッチ。
こんな時にふざけんなかもしら。俺は構わねえ。見つかって困るもんは何一つねえ。
I've got all my porn lying out like a man.
Yeah.
なんかやだ。男は男で調べてよ。女は女で調べるし。
こんな時だから本当は全体でやるのがいいんでしょうけど、ひとまずはそれでいいかしら。
How I know how this will shake down.
わかりました。
Yeah, right?
Like, I feel like we're about to wrap up this loop, so I want to see
私たちで
where this goes before we call it.
女性のお部屋と遺品を。
わかりました。それじゃあ僕らは。
はい。心苦しいですが、どうかお願いいたします。
The cleanup was unexpectedly easy. Of course it was. We'd cut him up into smaller pieces to make it easy. After 4 trips of putting his remains on a door and carrying it to the Sadanaga, all of him was in there. We also threw in the bloody futon and the cloths we used to cloths we used to wipe. After we washed our hands, we were done, so we went to join the girls in searching for the gun. They were all in the dorm, Haru-chan's room. Their faces were completely frozen. What had happened? After a moment I realized, no way, a mistake. A mistake like this? Mamiya-san was holding a new dark flashlight. Oh no! Oh, done in by the lightsaber!
ごく新しいものね。海外メーカー製。作りもしっかりしてる。
God
電池は
damn.
まだある。買った時についてたと
A
思う式電
$50
池のままで
flashlight?
これも海外製。物意味の夜にこんなものがなぜ必要なのか。
Hisako Mamiya's face was soon warped by a look of victorious, decisive
お
rage.
小遣いも満足にもらえない彼女がどうしてこんなものを持てたのか。
I looked and noticed that Rikako Uematsu's face was full of contempt and mercy.
外でこれを買って彼女に与えられたのが誰だったのか。
Haru Makishima's face was pale with fear, despair, and realization of her failure.
不妻子春秋、牧島春、弁明はあるかしら。
I had to think. There had
Just
to
a
be something.
flashlight.
Haru-chan's face might have said it all, but I had to be able to explain it and let us both get through this. There had to. Crap! All the lies I could think of would only let one of us survive. Me. Oh well, it'd be pretty forced, but I had to turn the flashlight into a personal gift from me to her. She'd said she liked SF movies, and I happened to have 2 flashlights, so I gave her one. It completely ignored the foundation that stated that everyone else would know about this. It completely ignored the foundation that stated that everyone else would know about this if we talked about it at night. But I could force this and make them believe. A few seconds passed, but I was still in the safe zone.
それは。
黙れ。
Oh, damn. I blacked out for a moment and fell to the floor. A dull impact slammed into my face just now.
何をするのですか。
こいつにこれ以上喋らせるな。
Of course I wasn't in a safe zone. The Feast of the Only Purge was a game of communication, but it didn't forbid violence. Some got the upper hand by communicating using only words, while those who couldn't would naturally try getting their points across through other means. I'd underestimated that fact. Yoshitsugu Oribe's violence quickly neutralized me. Head, back, arms, the leg, still hurting from the sprain, chair, sticks, he used whatever he could get his hands on and beat me senseless. I couldn't resist in any meaningful way. He was well trained and had the motivation, bloodlust, to go with the violence. It continued until Rikako-san brought a rope. My consciousness was faint, but I hadn't lost it yet. By the end, I just meekly begged for him to stop. I might have even cried, but I was shown no mercy. Before I knew it, it was dark. I seemed to be in the prefab. In the end, I didn't know what was what, so I'd probably lost consciousness. The wolf outfit was right next to me. Time for work, huh? I could move, somehow. A bit of wiggling around, and I felt something fall off of me. The rope tied around me had been torn and undone. Moving around caused me pain so immense that I couldn't even moan anymore. Even thinking was a challenge. I couldn't do anything like this. The clothing was right there, but I couldn't wear it, get up, or walk. Oh. They beat me to a pulp to see whether someone would die with me like this. So there wasn't any need to remove limbs, huh? A good beating was more than enough to incapacitate a person for the night. They'd probably done the same to Haru-chan. We were checkmated. Oh well, this was just a careless mistake. Those sort of happen. I just wouldn't give Haru-chan the flashlight next time. She could have easily gotten this far without it.
それは違いますぞ、悪党殿。
I heard a voice right next to me. Fighting the pain, I turned to the source and saw her wearing that weird outfit.
この娘があれを送られて、内心どれほど喜んだか、ご存知ないか。
Just goes right on the men writing women subreddit.
あれもなくば、悪党殿は未だ他人行儀に呼ばれておるであろうよ。
じゃあ。
It was a hoarse voice. They must have heard her throat.
じゃあ、次は消えてなくなるものでも送りますよ。
無理じゃ、無理。貴様は十二分に疑われ、何かきっかけがあれば、こう薄汚い狼の皮から抜け落ちた毛一本が出ても、貴様は同じ目に遭うておったわ。幾度目か落ちて、ご存知であろう？人は
Yeah, we're all pretty dumb.
同じように動くもの。定めなどと無粋は申しませぬがの。同じことが起きれば同じように振る舞う。人とは存外からくりじみた代物じゃ。
She had a point. A different situation would cause a different reaction. That was natural. On the other hand, a similar situation would cause similar reactions.
それじゃあ、神様は僕がここで死ぬのは不可避だってそう言いたいんですか？
おやおや、おやおやおや。我は別に貴様が死ぬなどとは申しておりませぬがの。悪党殿、参りましょうぞ。霧の山里へ。これが最後の仰せじゃ。
Okay. I took her hand and, strangely enough, managed to stand up. She got me in the wolf's clothing. Some water all over it, and the murderer was assembled. She then took me by the hand and led me to the darkness and mist.
どうして僕は生きてるんでしょうか？あと、ハルちゃんはどうして無事だったのか？
無事？殴る蹴るはされましたぞ。ただ、貴様よりは悪辣に見えなんだ。
まあ、そうか。あれだけ善人面をして、正面切って、嘘をつきまくったんだから。
貴様と娘が生きておられるのはのう、貴様を放って死なせれば、汚れを浮くのではと、懸念されたからじゃ。
それは誰が言い出したんです？
この娘をついておるものじゃ。
Oh, Mochi.
モッチー
Yeah.
か。
He probably said that just to keep her alive a bit longer.
さて、誰を殺しますかの？
織部義継を。
カラスのカゴ車か。
彼を生かすと野里清之助が人だってのが
I mean,
バレ
dude,
ます
it
から。
doesn't matter. They figured it out.
よい、よい。悪党殿はそうやって、この後に及んでも悪あがきをなさるが、お似合
I'm
い
glad Auto-Tune-san at least sees through Haruaki's bullshit.
Yeah.
ひどい言い草だ。そんなに
No,
人
just
間
you.
が滑稽ですか？
獣は皆、必死に気高を生きる。その様はすべて、我が目には愛おしゅう映りまする。
Beasts, huh? Yeah, I really was an insane villain. A wolf. Then, I would just struggle until the very end. I killed Yoshitsugu Oribe. I mustered some fighting spirit and hatred for what he'd done to me. A hit on the head, another one, another one, another one. Once I was done, Haru-chan applauded. That wasn't because I was doing the right thing from the perspective of the real story. The applause was directed at me as a person. It almost made me cry again. I've been thrown into such an awful situation to become one of the worst human beings imaginable.
I mean, you didn't have far to fall, buddy.
Yet I still had someone who acknowledged and accepted me. I had God. I appreciated that she was here. I was lying on some grass, looking up at the milky darkness. Strangely enough, there were no beasts here in the graveyard near the hanging pine.
気張られましたな、悪党殿。いいや、春秋殿。
It had to be because of her.
悪党で結構ですよ。とにかくこれでなんとかなった。明日僕らは正体を表す。そしてメイコを味方につけ勝利する。
そして霧が晴れたらどうなさる？
I considered giving a vague response, but I knew it was pointless with her.
ハルちゃんを連れてここを出ますよ。
貴様はつくづく面白いお方であらせられるの。
何がですか？
神内明神が貴様を逃がすとお思いか？
神内明神がですか？もう一つの神とかじゃなく。
そうじゃ。よもやかの神を侮るなど慢心なすったか？
いいえ、僕は神内明神の手の内にあるのですか？例外。
そう決め込むには貴様はこの地へ落ち返しすぎたのではあらせられまいか？
I have died a whole bunch.
僕は
Yup.
ルールは自分で決められるので。
そうでございましたな。まあでは蛇の差し金どもをどうにかするだけかもしれませんな。
What family was the snake again? Was it Higuruma? Or Miguruma? There's Higuchi, Miguruma, Nosato, and Uematsu. Uematsu is spider, Nosato is crow.
Masato's crow.
Miguruma, I think, is the snake. And Higuchi is the monkey.
Gucci's the monkey, yeah, because the monkey had the fire. Yeah, okay.
Alright. So the Miguruma family.
そりゃめんどくさそうだ。それでもやりますよ。
この娘のためかやそれとも我のためかや。
あなたもはるちゃんも外を連れ回すのは楽しそうだ。
やはり貴様は悪党であらすの。
Tears of relief.
これは
I wonder what she meant by that, but then I realized that I'd been had again. Telepathy was some messed up shit.
プライバシーの侵害ですよ、スケベな神様。
つくづく失礼なお方よ。して明日はどうなさるおつもりじゃ。
僕とあなたじゃない、はるちゃんで狼であることを明かします。それでメイコを味方につける。
Mako's anger was probably the kind you directed someone close to you. It was just a bit too strong. Like the real story said, she believed that wolves were good and humans were evil. It wasn't born out of Yasumizu's madness, but of childish purity. Thus, she assumed that Rikako-san and I were evil and felt betrayed. If I revealed that I was a wolf, she'd gladly join me, most likely. With that, we'd have 3 votes and wouldn't be lynchable anymore. There was the chance that it could turn physical then, but I'd just neutralized Yoshitsugu-kun, the one most likely to do it. Our victory was certain.
それはうまくいきませんぞ。
わかるんですか？
わかる。
Oh. Well, you know what? You know what? I think we're gonna have to let this. We're gonna have to sit on this choice until next time.
All right. We'll pick this up on Thursday. I think that sounds good.
Yeah, because no matter, because I'm gonna pick the wrong one. I always do.
Yeah, we always do. It's fine.
But I think that this is a really nice place to stop, especially with all some of the new information we got. And yeah, damn. Whew. Wow. All right. Man, I don't even know what to think anymore. Let me actually go ahead and save real quick.
Yeah.
I forget. Slap that there. Overwrite the data. Okay. And so yeah. Man, hope everyone's still enjoying this. We got to have like one loop left, and like one major loop, and that should be it.
Yeah, and hopefully it won't take as long.
Yeah, to bring all this home. But yeah, because I don't think there's going to be like a million feasts. It's going to be about figuring out what the hell Shinai the mountain guy is.
Shinai the mountain guy. Oh. No, he does not deserve that. Shinai's an asshole.
But yeah, we've pretty much done a loop as the outsider. One is the human, one is the wolf. Like the next one has to be the true whatever. But we will pick this up on Thursday. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Receivable. Don't forget to follow our YouTube channel, and we will see you guys next time. Have a good night.
Have a good night.